Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today's topic is silver bullet strategy. I want to show you guys how to trade the silver bullet strategy the correct way, which have been corrected already on how ICT himself said we should trade silver bullet strategy. Now, this will enable you to get three amazing setup in a day, which I would explain to you also in this video. Before I start any of my video, I always give a shout out to my coaches, and one of my coach that has been amazing and done a wonderful job on me trying to understand ICT very well, which I've done to a level, and I give him a kudos and thank you also for that. So now this silver bullet strategy I want to show you, we are going to use a 5 minute time frame, which you can see here, 5 minute time frame, and it is being traded with USD pairs. You can use USD card, you can use EU, you can use GPUSD, US 30, all depends on you. Now, the framework for ICT silver bullet setup. The liquidity we are looking for is liquidity grab, either in the previous day high and low, draw on liquidity, the previous session high or low, draw on liquidity, the previous week high or low, draw on liquidity. I hope you understand this very well. When they say previous day high and low, you know how previous day high and low is being created. Higher high, higher low, previous day high and low. You know how it's being created, right? And the previous session high and low, you know how it's being created. Also, the previous week high and low, you know how it's being created. Like almost like higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Now, the entry model, we are going to use the optimal trade entry. We all know how the optimal trade entry do work, which is the range of 0.61 to 0.79. And also we have the 50% range, which shows the optimal, the 50%, which is the like the normal discount and premium zone for our entry. You can use the optimal trade entry, the main fixed target, that's 0.618 and to 0.79, or you can use the 50%. And we have here the right trading time, which is 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. New York time. We have 9:30 a.m. to 9:11 a.m. New York time, and we have 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. New York time. Now we also have the high probability trade set up. Oh my god, I made a mistake here. I need to write peeps. I wrote days. Okay, so that you guys can have a note of it. Now we're looking for target for at least 15 to 20 pips. Going back to our right timing, below on your screen, on your right hand below on your screen, you will see a timer counting down. If you tap on it, you will see different timing in UTC. You will look for New York session here and tap on New York session, which will change your whole timing on your chart to be set in form of as if you are in New York. You will come here on your indicator and you will tap on session. On this session here, you look for sessions on chat by UROX AIF. And when you tap on it, you tap on it 3 times, which I did. I have here my indicator here. I went to my setting and I removed the London and Tokyo and Sydney section. Then I left the New York session and I set in my time, which you see here, 3 a.m. to 4 p.m. for the first setting. The second setting also, I moved my London, Tokyo, and Sydney section, and I put my second timing 9:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. in the morning. And also the third setting in the chart. If you go to your setting, you will see it here. I unticked London, Tokyo, and Sydney, left New York, and I changed it here to 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. session. Now, we're going into the chart. This is how your chart is going to look like on the scenario. And what are we looking for? We are targeting our fair value gap in the chart. We are targeting fair value gap in this time frame of the chart. Can you see it? That's what we are targeting. Fair value gap in this time frame. Now, if you can see here now on Friday, we had what we call here, we had a shifting structure here in form of a body. Can you see that? In form of a body. And what can you see also? I won't call this a full shift though, but I will take this one as an internal shift as a form of mitigation block. And if I take my high to my low, The closest fair value gap is within this zone, which I can see here. Your entry should always be your fair value gap. Your entry should always be your fair value gap. And what do you see? We see old lows here as a form of draw on liquidity. But an old low was here, and what do we see? A fair value gap, internal range liquidity. So you'll be targeting this low below as a form of take profits. Can you see that? Using the same time frame also, what do we see here? We see a break of structure, and we also see a shift in market structure. Can you see that? A shift in market structure during this same time frame. Don't forget, your time frame is very important. From the low to the high, from the low to the high, what do I have here? I have a fair value gap. Can you see it around here? I have an amazing fair value gap still remaining here. I have a fair value gap, and I also have a fair value gap also here. I'm sorry, my line is not straight. And what do you see? Markets hit it and went up, right? Depending on the fair value gap you want to pick, but I advise you to take the closest fair value gap for your perfect entry. And what are you targeting? The instructions said we should target to 15 to what? To 20 pips. And here, what can you see? You can see an amazing 15 pips. You can put your stop loss below this fair value gap or a bit close above, and you can get a 1 to 5 risk to reward. Okay, this is the simplest way we can trade our silver bullet strategy using this time frame. Now, what do we see also here? We see what? A break of structure. A swing point was being violated. A break of structure. Can you see that here? During this time frame, we have a fair value gap. You can use your optimal trade entry. You can use your optimal trade entry. It's also your choice. Enter from here during the same time frame and target your 15 pips. What do I have here? Market did not respect this. Can you see that? Market did not respect because there was a break of structure, a fair value gap. But what happened? It was being invalid. It was violated. There is no what? There is no fair value gap here. No trade for us today. What do I have here now? I have a break of structure. But if I use my Fibonacci from the high to the low, from the high to the low, this is below 50%. So I have no trade for myself for the day. If I look at this section here before the timer started, what happened in this session? Well, there was a shift in market structure here. This was a liquidity grab. We all know how liquidity grab works, and there was a shift in market structure there. And if I use my Fibonacci from my low to my high, the highest point here, with my fair value gap being in this area, there's an amazing fair value gap here. I can take my entry from there, the fair value gap entry. Here's my long position, the fair value gap entry, and I can target 15 pips only. I target 15 pips. Can you see that? Or you target 20 pips based on the instruction that was being given to us. Follow the instruction being given to us. The instruction is the guide. Oh my god, sorry. The instruction is the guide of how we trade the silver bullet strategy. This is the instruction being given. You're looking for a closest fair value gap for your entry. Don't forget previous day high and low on drawn liquidity, previous section high or low on drawn liquidity, previous week high or low on drawn liquidity. But your entry should be on the classic ICT optimal trade entry, and you can also check the Confluence of 2022 ICT mentorship YouTube model. But it's more advisable that you look for the closest fair value gap for your entry, and you know how to target your stop loss. You can use your zero, that's your 100 on your Fibonacci for your stop loss. You are using higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, but make sure you're entering at the closest fair value gap. And don't forget, to get a good risk to reward and to get the strategy perfect, you are targeting 15 to 20 pips. Don't forget to come my channel, ask your question. I'm so sorry I haven't posted for so long, but do ask your question in the comment section and I'll gladly and happily reply it. Thank you so much. Hello and welcome back to my channel.